The little 1 Series has to fight this image of being a starter BMW. Adding a twin-turbo, 305 horses, and 19s ought to help. Let's drive the 2011 BMW 1M and check the tech. The modern M3 is about the size of the original 5 and outweighs it by 300 pounds, so there's been some class creep. If you want to set the clock back to a less ponderous time in BMW history, look at the 1 Series. It fits into clothes the 3 Series hasn't been able to wear in almost 30 years. This M example is called the 1M, not the M1, because that was this car, and that's another video.
I gotta say, getting into a 1 Series, especially an M, but any one is kind of cool in that it takes you back to what the 3 Series used to be. It was a much smaller car, a lighter car, a nimbler car. It's grown up a lot since the early 80s. What we're looking at here is, once again, a small, nimble car. Feels tighter inside, of course, but not dramatically so. Everything's a little bit smaller in scale. You've got a little smaller instrument binnacle. The wheel feels smaller in diameter, although I'm probably imagining that because the damn thing is so thick on this M car. We have a basic head unit here. We don't have the hotted up one that has the nav screen, the iDrive, and all those features. As a result, you've got a simple but very effective system. Now, our sources are AM, FM with HD radio. That is standard, interestingly enough, but Bluetooth hands-free isn't. Interesting choice there by BMW. Single slot optical disc. Also optional, right here under the console, we have an aux jack and a USB paired together, which go into a single cable to be an iOS device. Very simple interface for getting around, but I've always been a fan of this one. It's really straightforward. You use either the menu or the audio buttons, and then the various buttons here become soft buttons to choose in a submenu. Here's what iPod stuff looks like. Again, you don't have a lot of real estate, so how does it handle it? Well, let's take a look. I'll hit Albums. Now I'll scroll here. Aside from there being very little of an aperture you're looking at once, what it shows is very clear, and notice how it reads really quickly. Now, the interior stuff that relates to the drivetrain. 2 key components, and that's critical on an M car. 1, transmission. One choice only. It's a 6-speed manual. There's no dual clutch automatic, no automatic, just this gearbox. Very simple. Low options on the 1 Series M. And then there's the M Dynamics mode button here on the wheel. Now, on other M cars, you can tune that so that all the various functions of the car, from suspension to DCT behavior, are all kind of tailored your way. On this car, it's real simple. You either press the M button to get extremely aggressive throttle mapping, or press it again to go back to basically aggressive throttle mapping.
Oh, here's tech for tech's sake. The wireless key fob has to be in the slot in the dash before you can use the push-button starter that's an inch away. Some days you just kill for a plain old car key.
Now, of course, being an M, the real story is under the hood, not really in the cabin. Here is our 3-liter inline-6 classic BMW stuff. Twin turbos on this guy, and it's got direct injection, stepless variable valve timing, all the good stuff BMW knows how to do. It's the engine you might know basically from a 335, but hotted up even more, and twin turbos, not a 2-stage twin-scroll single turbo, not in this application. The numbers: 335 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque. Gets this little 3,300-pound car up to 60 in 4.7 seconds, and with MPG that's 1926. Once again, thank you, 3,300-pound curb weight. That power, by the way, goes out of this engine into a dual-disc clutch to handle what's a lot of wind-up torque, and then goes out to a rear-wheel drive-only configuration, which has a locking rear differential.
The 1M comes in just 3 colors. They had to send us Valencia orange. The others are black and white.
The first thing you get impressed by is how this car feels light on its feet, because it's a fairly light car. At 3,300 pounds, it's not in today's mainstream of what cars are coming in at by several hundred pounds. More than that, of course, they've sprung it nicely. You've got ample power, but the responsiveness of the power is also coming on right as well. I love second gear in this car. I could do just about anything in this car off the freeway in second gear, and it's happy to play ball. Let's take a hard turn here and just stay on it, steer with the throttle. Very nice. Oh, by the way, this car has the rear subframe, the rear running gear, rear differential and such, and the tires and wheels off an M3, more or less. Nothing like taking a few $100 off a car to make it handle the way you want it to, without effort. Good exhaust note too. I'm not sure how much that you can hear. I got the windows up so our microphones don't get buffeted by too much wind, but it's a nice muted note, but serious. Oh, check it out. I'll put it in the M mode now for this next series of curves. Really kicks up the throttle response. You really notice it when you're in a performance mode and you've got the road where you can use it. In and around town, it's nothing but a head bobber. It's a complete pain in the ass for city driving. But it's really nice when you got a little road you can unwind on without getting ridiculous. Okay, let's price a 2011 1 Series M. It's often a story of simplicity, as we've seen with this model. Base price is $47,000. In any of its simply 3 colors. I love that. Now here's where it gets non-simple and kind of tricky, is doing it up CNET style. You've got to grab 2 chunky packages and 1 a la carte piece. The first package is the convenience package. That costs $2,700 and gets you iDrive, hard drive nav, live traffic, park distance control, keyless access, and an alarm system. Then you got to get premium to get iPod USB, Bluetooth hands-free, automatic mirrors, power seats, and lumbar support. And then you go a la carte $250 more to get the BMW apps. It's kind of a lot to add on to a car that's trying to be an affordable M, but the technologies are solid, and I definitely want the apps package.